everybody, it's Putty Katia, and I'm finally back to get steamy with you once again. I'm playing 5 games, which are actually 4 games on Steam, but 2 of them are bundled together, but technically they only feel like one game when you play them. Anyways, Dracula 2 and 3 were the next kind of on my list, because I'm playing the games from worst to best in my Steam library. And when I started playing Dracula 2, it was pretty clear I needed to play Dracula 1 to know what the heck was going on. So at that point, I decided just to play the entire series, and that's what this is. So technically only 4 games in this video, but that's okay. What happened with this series, I usually go in blind, but I did do some research this time. I think the games were made in roughly 2000 was the first one, and they came out after that. And another company decided to take the games and put them on a mobile platform, and then take those mobile versions and port them back to PC, and then they ended up on Steam. So there was some issues that happened because of that. Now, these games are actually kind of regarded as classics by some, and they've got some nostalgia following, and that's why Dracula 1, I think, has some positive reviews, but they must have ignored the issues of what happened with the port. So if you actually want to play the Dracula series, I would suggest going to GOG.com. That's GOG.com. It used to be Good Old Games, but now it's just going by GOG. And they have the original mobile ported and then ported back to PC versions of the games, so they won't have the crapification that has happened to these games. Now, this is actually going to be the last video in this series, in this format, and I'll talk about that at the end of the video. So let's get to the Dracula. Dracula Resurrection! This is a classic point-and-click game, and like all point-and-click games, you point and click around. For me, the most puzzling thing about this game is all these dang paths that look the same. Some of them would be blocked off, and your goal is to find something or do something to open up that path. But it was usually pretty easy because there's always this freaking gear or a hand or an eyeball to indicate you need to look here and do something, like dig up this thing. And after you get the thing, you gotta trek all the way back to the inn, talk to this beautiful woman and this guy who we get to see an awesome close-up of, and find out what the item is for. Going anywhere takes forever. Just check out how long it takes me to get back to my bedroom. A few extra clicks there because I got confused. What happened with this game and the graphics is, it was a PC game, but someone decided, let's redo it for mobile platforms. So they kind of squished it down, and then they were like, hey, now that we've completely redone this old game, let's just port it back to PC. So they took that mobile game and they kind of unsquished it to PC, and that kind of crapified the graphics, I guess. Any time there was any kind of puzzle, I thought it was going to be a puzzle anyways, but I would just click it and instantly it was solved for me. So not really a puzzle. Finally get to meet Dracula at the midpoint, which ended up having to do again. And then this lovely witch. Her name is Dorco. Lots of weird, really weird close-ups in this game, but whatever. So I got to this point in the game, and I couldn't figure out what I was supposed to do, but I did know that this thing here goes here, so I did that, and I freaking broke the game. There was nowhere to go. In the game, there's no saves. You can only just load from some arbitrary save points that they automatically do throughout the game. And the most recent save point was actually that midpoint of the game. So I replayed it and got to the end, and I'm so glad I did, because I got to witness these 3 super sexy vampire chicks in this late stuff, kind of spinning around and making threats. This really was the best part of the game, because when they made it into mobile, they actually took out all of the puzzles that there would have been, and they crapified the graphics, and really this was the only titillating part of the game. Dracula the Last Sanctuary is a sequel to the previous game, and it is the same characters, and it has death added, which kinda can be confusing, because, oh, once again, we don't have any saves, but let's just load and, oh, I'm dead again. Okay. Let's just try clicking real fast. Alrighty. So you gotta do exactly what they want you to do. I tried the gun on the bat thing, but that didn't work. So I gotta do this, which, I mean, I had to use my brain and click all these gears that they were the only things that I could click anyways, so yay. Got a lot of the same scenes as the first one, as you recall. I dug some shit up here, and now I'm putting something there. And back at the castle, where Dorco was, I wonder if she's still down here. Where she was. Yep, she is. Here she is. She looks kinda wonky-eyed there, but I don't know. Doing the crazy close-ups again, thank goodness. And oh boy! The sexy vampires are back. Once again, graphics totally crapified, and all of the puzzles have been neutered from it, but we do get to go face to face with Dracula, and we do some stuff, and unfortunately it seems like we have killed off the sexy vampires. So unfortunately this is the end of the sexy vampires, and it really seems like we killed Dracula at the end of this, but as you know, there are 3 more games. This chick who was under Dracula's spell has been won over by the power of love, and Dracula is dead. Or was he? Dracula 3, The Path of the Dragon. You play a priest, and it is post-World War I. You are investigating some dead doctor, seeing if she is possibly a saint. Everyone you need to talk to is usually on the couch in the inn that you're staying at. Lucky for you. Although there is quite a bit of running around talking to the other townsfolk trying to advance the plot, but usually if there's someone on the couch, you can talk to them, and it'll advance the story. Otherwise, you could try the phone, which is handy. Pay attention to that stone on the wall. We'll be seeing it later. Here we see some squares, which I think were supposed to be eyeballs, but the icon was broken. No creepy close-ups, sadly, but you do have this creepy little kid who says that this Martha woman is now better dead than alive at healing people, which is weird. This really looked like it was going to be a puzzle, but when I went to do it, it had this cutscene and just kind of staring in confusion, as I apparently do not get to do the puzzle once again, but perfecto, I did it. Turns out that the new doctor is actually the old doctor who has become a vampire, and really seems like I'm going to get to become a vampire as well, but I guess I decided against it. I tried all those other things in my inventory. There's like a stake and a hammer, holy water, a crucifix. None of them worked. They all ended in my death, but not his. It took this to take down Dracula, which obviously ended in my death too, so yay. Dracula 4 and 5 are packaged together because really they're just one game with a really weird split in them. You play a female protagonist, and she is of the weak variety. She has some disease she's going to die from, and you have to swallow pills to keep her health bar there up. This game has an awesome feature of having a journal that tells you what you need to be doing, which is often helpful. Also, there's Bram Stoker's great-grandchild, so that's kind of weird, and he ends up being a main character in this throughout. There is also the telephone, which I love because if you get stuck, you just call around and it usually advances the plot. This game has puzzles! Yay! And this one was actually really hard, and I cut out a lot of the struggle. Some of the puzzles are really simple to do, then they just take a while, and others are just stupid simple. Remember that stone? There it is again, and a lot of other stuff from the previous games, like the crossbow that you didn't see in number 2. This puzzle I liked. It was very pretty. This seemed easy, but stupid me couldn't figure it out. But eventually I did, and I recovered the painting that I was trying to find. Because you're a museum restoration lady trying to find some paintings. So, Dracula 5, you're back in New York, and Adam Stoker has showed up because he wants to see the painting of Dracula. And you have one of your fits, and he's like, oh, you shouldn't be drinking wine, you're in a state, and you're like, oh, but I'm just a dirty slut. And it turns out your dirty slutdom has gotten you knocked up by Adam Stoker, and also he stole the painting that you needed, so you had to go back to Europe and retrieve it. And yeah, the game has puzzles and all, but I really hated the story in it because I don't know why she had to bang that guy and why she had to get knocked up. Seemed really kind of unnecessary for everything, but whatever. She's gonna die soon anyway, so it doesn't matter. You go to Chernobyl, because that turns out to be where Dracula's hanging out. This time, he's super sexy. And let me point out, these are all supposed to be the same Dracula, the original Vlad the Impaler dude. Dracula wants you to go get the painting, which I don't know why he couldn't just take this freaking boat over there and get the painting himself. Also, he probably put Adam in here, so why didn't he just take the painting back? It makes no sense. By the way, I'm knocked up. Yeah, I'm knocked up and we're all gonna die. So, thanks, bro. Oh no, you can't let this happen. Oh, by the way, the screen is throbbing because I'm gonna die here apparently, and oh no, you didn't take care of yourself. And what happens? Oh no, you lost points. Oh my gosh, this is freaking tragic. Well, I was gonna die anyways, so what are you gonna do? Might as well just become a vampire, right? He's offered me to become a vampire, and it'll save me and the child, which I think it's only a few days old, and that begs the question. If you become immortal when you're essentially a pre-fetus, do you stay a pre-fetus? Or is this gonna be like a vampire zygote? Like, how does that even work? I don't understand it. I guess it could work if you somehow escape the womb and just kind of roll around and use your little zygote abilities to drink blood? I don't know. So like I said in the intro, this is going to be the last video in this series in this format, just because putting 5 video games in each video it's a lot of work. I have to play all 5 games and then kind of squish it down to 2 minutes each just to try to keep the videos nice and short, and I don't think I'm like doing each game justice by doing that. A lot of things I have to gloss over, and a lot of things I don't even get to show because there's just not enough time, and I know you gotta keep things kind of short and sweet, but there's just certain things that I really wish I could show you for a lot of these games, and they're just not able to. So from here on out, each video is just going to be one game. I'm probably going to play each game a lot longer than before, just so I can have a better feel for it and really be able to judge it a lot better. So I hope you enjoy the new format. I probably will be putting out a few videos a week, hopefully. We'll see, and I'll see you next time. Bye!